Hey everybody, it's Erikiceman here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the SummerSlam card and making my predictions for tomorrow night's SummerSlam card. And it looks like a pretty good pay-per-view from the looks of it, and I'm hoping it'll be good, but, you know, some of these matches could disappoint some people, you know, especially with Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton, I think is the main event of the night, which might be a bust. It could be a really big bust. And I'm not excited for that one as much as I am for Finn Balor and Seth Rollins and stuff like that. But without any further ado, let me give you my SummerSlam 2016 predictions. So for the first match on the kickoff show, there's American Alpha, the Hype Bros, the Usos versus Breezango, the Ascension, the Vaudevillains, and the match is gonna suck. That's the whole entire short SmackDown tag team roster. I hope to God they don't give them new tag titles because that would just diminish the meaning of those tag titles, I think. But they're gonna end up doing it, I guarantee it, which is saddening. This match is probably gonna suck, and it's nothing really much more else to say. If I had to pick one, I don't know, I'll say American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and the Usos. I mean, American Alpha just got there. They're still building up the hype for them, and it kind of killed all their momentum, especially if they lost. I could see maybe the Hype Bros getting pinned by, like, the Ascension or something. And maybe some screw job or whatever, I don't know. But I'm going to say, for the safe pick, I'm going to say American Alpha, the Hype Bros, and the Usos to win the match. Alright, so the next match in the card during the kickoff show, we have Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boyz. I mean, I think this is pretty obvious who's going to win this match. It's going to be Sami Zayn and Neville. I just don't think they can make them lose during the card. I mean, they're two hot superstars who just didn't find a place on the card. And then you have the Dudley Boyz. Nothing much else to say on that department. The last match in the kickoff show, we've got Cesaro versus Sheamus in the best of 7 series kickoff, whatever. Although they already did 2 matches, I don't get that at all. But you know, I'm gonna have to take Sheamus like everybody else is. You know, I just don't see Cesaro winning again. I think that kind of be like a dick move to make Cesaro win again. I just don't think we'd be very intrigued if Cesaro won the first match because he's already won 2. So I think Sheamus is the safe pick here. I don't care how he wins. He's probably going to win not clean, especially because I think the first 2 matches in the kickoff will be clean. So I'm guessing that Sheamus wins by some kind of weird thing like interference or roll-up or something. I don't know. But if I had to pick that, I'd say Sheamus. Okay, so the next match in the card, you've got Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss. Eva Marie just got suspended, and I don't know if they're gonna, you know, put another partner. They could bring Bayley back again, or one of the Bellas. I don't know, but I think it's gonna be a handicap match: Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss. And I was gonna pick Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and Eva Marie to win the match, but it's hard to now to pick them because they are down. So I'm going to have to say Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi end up winning this match. It's kind of stupid how Eva Marie's gimmick worked out that ironically with the suspension and everything. So I'm going to have to pick the faces to win the match just so they have the advantage. I think that's just going to be how it's going to play out. All right, here comes everybody's favorite match of the card, The Miz versus Apollo Crews. None of us know anything about this match as there's been basically no build-up at all. We saw Miz get locked up in the Mystery Machine by Scooby-Doo. I think that was the most interesting part of SmackDown the past few weeks. Apollo Crews is just kind of like, I want a match, and now I'm the #1 contender. I really can't see them putting the belt on Apollo Crews, but with WWE, you don't know anything. So if I had to pick this shitstorm of a match, it'll probably end up being okay. I mean, unless Apollo kind of like botches up the match like he's done a couple times in the past. I really hope The Miz retains the title, but I can see him putting him at Apollo Crews just because he's big, and you know, if Apollo wins it, there's a sign he's probably going to lose it like the next SmackDown or at the next like pay-per-view. I think it's Backlash. So if Apollo wins it, just know he'll lose it right away or sooner than later. I can't see him with a long title reign this early especially, but if I had to make my safe pick, I'm going to say The Miz wins it. Alright, next match, you've got Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. Jericho, Jericho, I don't know what they're calling him, so I think it's Jericho, and you got Enzo and Cass. I think Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens are putting this match to kind of job Enzo and Cass at this point. They might have a feud and carry it on an extra month or so, but I think Jericho's leaving soon, and I think they're trying to make Enzo and Cass like the next guys to go up against Gallows and Anderson, which I'll get to in a second. I think they're kind of building that up, so I'm going to have to say that Enzo and Cass end up winning this match, although the build-up's been kind of iffy with Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens just kind of building their tag team, not too long ago, and this match was just kind of decided, a week ago. So I'm going to say that Enzo and Cass do end up winning this match. All right, so the next match we have on our card is the Tag Team Championship match between the New Day and the Club, or Gallows and Anderson, whatever. I'm just going to call them the Club. Who cares, really? We have Dr. Gallows and Dr. Anderson. It's stupid, but I thought it was funny the first time they showed it. The second time wasn't as funny. With Big E and his ball situation with ring postitis, I think it was kind of funny. I just can't see the New Day retaining without Big E. I just can't see. I think it's their time. They've had the titles for longer than anybody else. So, ever, really. So, I'm going to have to pick Gallows and Anderson to take it off him at this point, with Big E being gone. I don't know what the situation will be, if Big E might interfere and the New Day might end up winning. I have no idea, but I'm going to have to pick Gallows and Anderson just because New Day's had it a long time. I think with Big E being out, I think they're just setting it up for them to lose now. So, and then when Gallows and Anderson win, I think Enzo and Morey and Big Cass are going to come up and kind of, be the next contenders for it. I think that'll be the next feud that comes up, and it might be good, it might be bad, but I'm going to have to pick Gallows and Anderson to win this match. Next match in the card, we've got Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. I don't think much needs to be said here. I think Sasha Banks will end up winning the title, retaining it, sorry, not winning it. But I think she'll end up winning the match just because I don't think Charlotte can take it back off her. That'd be you never know with WWE. Like I said earlier, you just never know. Like with The Miz and Apollo Crews, you just never know. So, I mean, they could be really dumb and put, I think they can put Charlotte on the title and it would be okay, but Sasha Banks just won it. I'm going to have to say Sasha retains. So, I have the iffiest match on the card to talk about next, and that's Rusev versus Roman Reigns. And it could be interesting. It could be awful. It's really, really hard to predict what happens in this match, to be honest with you, because you had Roman Reigns and Rusev face on Raw, and it was a really good match, so this match could be awful. Or not as good. It could be okay, but it might not be as good as the Raw match was, because they kind of set the bar a little too high, I think. They made us think this match is going to be, like, gold. It's not going to be, I don't think. This is my hardest prediction, because I don't think Rusev or Roman Reigns, you can make an argument for both of them for them to win the match. It'd be kind of a dick move if Roman ended up beating Rusev here, especially because he won on Raw. With the suspension and everything, we just kind of thrown at Rusev. Since WrestleMania, they've really made this title mean something, which is nice, especially because Roman Reigns was just in the main event kind of placement. This match might be good, it might not be, but I think that Rusev ends up winning the match. I don't know. I hope Roman Reigns doesn't win it. I can say for that much, because I think Rusev is a very good heel. They've done a good job making the crowd actually like Roman Reigns again, because Rusev is just such a good heel, and they've made Roman Reigns seem like the good guy, which they haven't done in a while. So I think Roman Reigns ends up losing to Rusev, and I'm going to stick with that, but don't be surprised if Roman Reigns ends up taking the title off of Rusev. That's all I can say about it. Next match, you've got John Cena versus AJ Styles. It's going to be a great match. I think it's close to the top of the card. I think Styles will go over Cena in this match, but like I said, you never know with John Cena. You never know. I mean, John Cena has that, like, SummerSlam. He loses most of the time he goes to SummerSlam. He's lost to Batista. He's lost to guys like Daniel Bryan. He's lost to... there's one other one I had in mind that I can't remember. But John Cena has this notorious thing of losing at SummerSlam. And AJ Styles, I feel like it's his time. I mean, John Cena's time is up and Styles' time is now. I mean, but we'll get to that a little bit later. I think Styles will go over Cena in this match, and that's really all I can say about it. The build-up's been pretty good. I hated how Styles got kind of buried almost on last week's SmackDown. With him getting AA twice, once through the table. He's getting a lot better in the mic. That's one thing I can say about Styles. He just had an interview that he thinks he didn't really realize how important the mic skills were in WWE until he got there. And he has gotten better on that mic, and it's really made him more of a, better than he already was, because he was great. But he's really kind of put himself at the next level as one of the best heels in the company right now. And we'll get to a little bit later why I think that he'll win this match. Alright, so we have one of the most important matches in the card. It's the WWE Championship Match. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. I cannot see Dolph Ziggler winning this match. I really can't. I think Dean Ambrose will end up, knocking off Ziggler. I think Ziggler is put in this position to job, not really job, but just an extra guy for Dean to face, to carry over so that Styles can face Ambrose. For right now, that's all I can see happening. There's nothing else to be said. I mean, Dolph, I guess you can say, has been okay in the build-up. Ambrose has been kind of a little bit less energetic and stuff like that since the Battleground build-up. I think he's better there than he was in this one, mainly because it's, Dolph Ziggler. I'm kind of dumbfounded that he's even in the position, to be honest with you. Although we've seen it a lot over the past few years, I think that Bray Wyatt would have been a much better option instead of Ziggler. I mean, who knows? Maybe, you never know. I think Bray Wyatt could end up beating up Ziggler before the match, and Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt or something, something like that. But either way, Ambrose is going to go over as the champion, I feel like, Alright, guys, so the next match on the card for the WWE Universal Championship. I think the championship, they could make it very, very cool, and they can make it really stupid looking, I feel like. I have no idea where it's going to go as far as the championship. But we've got the Demon King, Finn Balor. He's not just known as Finn Balor. No. He is the Demon King, as we all know. And you got Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins will come away with the... Oh, let me clarify this first. I think whoever wins this match is going to end up being the heel. If Balor wins, I can guarantee you it'll be a double turn. And they're going to form the club. See, I already predicted Gallows and Anderson are going to pick up the titles. So if Balor ends up beating Rollins, I feel like the club... It might be too early, who knows. But I feel like... Because the Balor is kind of over with the crowd right now. I can see Balor forming the club with the Universal Championship in his grasp. But I'm going to go with my original prediction, what I had been thinking about for a while, because this is another tough match. It's a very tough card to predict for a lot of them. You have Cena and Styles can go either way. Rusev Reigns can go either way. Miz and Apollo Crews, as stupid as that sounds, could go either way. But I feel like Seth Rollins will come away with it because he is the man right now. Finn Balor just got there. And I know it's the new era, and I realize that. Don't get me wrong, but I just can't see Finn Balor winning it yet. And yet has a big asterisk next to it. Because Finn Balor is absolutely phenomenal, but Rollins is just... I feel like he's the top in the company right now. I think he's the best. And I think he's best for business as far as a champion is concerned. And that's basically all I can say about it. I know it might piss people off. People might be like, Eric, you're fucking crazy. That's not going to happen. Finn Balor is definitely going to win. It's a new era. Are you crazy? And it's hard to know, because if my predictions say all were right, we'd have Rollins, Rusev, and Gallows and Anderson as your champions. And those are all heels. So that's maybe not a good idea. But I'm going to stick with what I have. And I'm going to say Seth Rollins wins it. Sorry for the long explanation, but I think it's worth it. And finally, we've got Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. Suplex City versus Viperville. And going to be a disappointing match. Sorry for everybody who thinks it's going to be good. It's going to be disappointing as almighty hell. It's two very, like, kind of uncharismatic wrestlers. They're great in the ring, don't get me wrong. Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar are both, they're pretty good in the ring, but I really cannot see it as the main event. Are they really booking this thing as the main event? I think they can both draw crowds and everything, but it's just not main event. It's not going to be a better match than Balor and Rollins. It's not going to be. It might be better than, you know, Ambrose and Ziggler, but I just think that Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar will be a boring-ass match. It's another one. It's another hard one to predict, but I'm going to have to say Randy Orton ends up beating Brock Lesnar in this match. Brock Lesnar is really being portrayed as a fucking monster coming into this match, with him absolutely destroying everybody in his path, telling Heath Slater, I don't give a shit about your kids. You know, that kind of funny stuff, but I just can't see Brock Lesnar beating Randy Orton in this match. It's going to be basically his first in-ring match that he's had. I know he's had a couple, but this is going to be his big match since his injury. And I think he needs the win. Brock Lesnar doesn't need it. No matter what, how much Brock Lesnar loses or wins, I think he's always going to be portrayed as the beast either way. Randy Orton isn't always going to be portrayed that way. If he loses a bunch of matches, he's not going to be considered very good. Just because he is kind of that boring, monotone guy he's always been. Sorry if nobody agrees with that, but that's just the truth. Neither of these guys are very charismatic. Brock Lesnar never talks on the mic, really, almost ever. He has been lately, but I mean, he's just not very charismatic, and you can't argue with that. He's got good in-ring skills, but God, if this is the main event, it's going to suck. I'm sorry to say that, but I've got to take Randy Orton as the victor. Yeah, it's nothing else I can say about that match. So that's my SummerSlam 2016 predictions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it. If you hated it, don't leave a like on it, and just leave a comment telling me, Eric, you're fucking crazy for predicting this, or, oh, that's a good prediction. I actually agree with you on that. I think it's going to happen. Or tell me what you feel the pay-per-view will be like, because it is tomorrow, and it's either going to be great or it's going to absolutely suck. It's going to be a stinky summer. So, yeah. See you guys later. Iceman out. Bye.